Okay, keep it. Oh, and yes, we can't forget about Edgar Casey. Those were some of the ones that and I have a couple more. So over the next couple of weeks, if you're wondering what's going to happen, next week is going to be prophecies and predictions.
Yes, number 2. This is just too much information to throw all out at you at once.
Yes,
and not enough time to get it all in.
Yeah. So we're going to start this week with Sylvia Browne's predictions for 2009.
Alright, now with Sylvia Browne's predictions, you have a permission or a disclosure in order to use her information.
Yes. Well, with Sylvia Browne posted her predictions on her website, www.spiritnow.com. She also, through spiritnow.com, had a webcast in December in which she gave her predictions in more detail. Now, getting in with the predictions and what we're going to be discussing with and doing tarot. Once again, if you read the disclosure on our homepage at www.cbezio.com, you will see that Jennifer and I are not professional tarot readers or dream interpreters or astrologers or whatever.
Once again, jack of all trades, master of none.
The information we were about to give you is coming from Sylvia Browne or Nostradamus or Edgar Casey. And any insider information or further material that we are
elaboration that we might convey to you as our own thoughts.
Yes, our own opinions.
It is up to you to take the good and leave the rest.
Yes. Some people say you could use it for entertainment purposes, but in all actuality, the liability goes back on you. So there's the legal disclaimer. You can listen to what we have to say. It's just our opinions. It's not going to end the world if we're wrong.
It's what you choose to do with it.
And it's not going to change the world if we're right. So, okay. Ready?
All right. Sylvia Browne predictions. All right. Sylvia predicts for the end of 2008 and the beginning of 2009 the following. Economic recovery will begin in the summer of 2009.
Now, with Sylvia Browne, she has wavered a little bit. First, she said it was going to start to pick up in mid-spring, and then she said late spring. Now she's saying somewhere in the summer of 2009. This is what I'm saying about what's happening to our economy. Years down the road, in hindsight, they're going to say this was probably one of the longest and hardest depressions that Americans have ever faced. Now, if you think about our economy and you think about the age of our country, we're really fairly young. We will be okay, but this is a lifestyle-changing event. The economy is happening right now. People are going to go from the credit and spending on things that they wanted to saving and only spending on the things that they need. And
or utilizing what they already have and being creative and fixing and doing stuff themselves instead of hiring out and finding somebody else to do it.
Living life of luxury and everybody thinking that they are king of their castle is over because the castle's crumbling. We're all going to survive it. The basic needs, you know, the food, clothes, shelter, you know, everybody needs to have a job. Everybody needs to have medical care.
I can't have my $6,000 spending spree a day anymore.
That's where all my money's gone. How could you not have stimulated the economy with that much money being spent every day? It's more like 6 cents, but let her think what she wants. What's the next? Oh, basically, slow. We're not at the worst yet. The economy is getting bad, and it's getting worse.
It's going to continue to go down.
But it's not the end of the world. It won't be the end of the world, and it will be a very slow recovery. So recovery by the summer of 2009, maybe we'll hit bottom by the summer of 2009.
It always gets worse before it gets better.
Yes, by little by little by little. But like I said, this is a major lifestyle changing event. If you look at the Great Depression and what happened, they were living a life of luxury, and boom, everybody went from being rich to poor overnight. And then they started saving their money under their mattresses, and they started a save and build philosophy. Somewhere in the 60s and 70s, it became spend and spend and spend until it
I think that was all the pot and the hippies. The revival.
Okay, let's go on.
All right.
Economy, slow recovery. Not by 2009, my prediction.
Interest rates will continue to fall, which we've already discussed. All right. U.S. will find usable oil and gas.
You're jumping ahead.
We just said interest rates will continue to fall.
The interest rates will continue to fall. But they can't fall any further than they already have. The government is lending out money at 0% to the banks. The banks are charging you 0% to lend the money to you. And people still can't get credit. People still can't get money. People still are not earning money on their deposits. The banking industry, and this is from somebody that has studied banking, has had over 10 years experience in the banking industry. Our banking industry is collapsing in this country. The safest bet, small, local, hometown banks. Invest in your communities. No more
piggy banks.
I'm not saying do a run on the banks, because that's not going to be good for anybody either. But small town, local banking, shopping locally. These big, huge, and then we'll probably get into this, huge conglomerate companies, and I'm not going to name names, but these huge box store companies that put the mom and pop organizations in the stores on Main Street out of business are going to be the ones that are going to go out of business now. Our money's not going to be being shipped overseas anymore. The money's going to be staying in the community. And if you want to make sure that happens and start now and not be worried about losing your money, then I would start investing in your local banks. The one like Torrington Savings Bank, Litchfield Bancorp, Litchfield National Bank.
The ones that survived the Great Depression earlier.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just make sure. And one other thing here. She has the questions, and I have typed up all my answers. These will be on the web. Be wary of banks that are offering big interest rates. I can say it, everybody
Too good to be true.
Citibank, one of the biggest financial institutions in this country right now, is on the verge of collapse. And they're trying to do everything they possibly can to lure business back in. They got a stimulus package in 2008. The bailouts from the government are only going to
go too far.
Yeah, it was only a patch in a pothole in the road that has now turned into the Grand Canyon in the road. Okay, so don't be fooled by large interest rates if you invest into certain particular things. Right now is not the time for risky investments. Okay. Well,
U.S. will find usable oil and gas in Texas, Arkansas, and Alabama.
Okay. I'm not going to even... There's some things that I totally disagree with Sylvia Browne, and the lower 48 states, I don't believe, really have much oil left to tap. The Gulf of Mexico still has plenty of areas to tap, but Alaska will be on the coastline of Alaska, not in the national forests or parks up there, not where it's going to be destructive, but off of the coast of Alaska. They will find, I do not believe there will be any drilling in the lower states, especially anywhere in the East Coast. I know that they're saying that they want to open up the East and West Coast for drilling off the coasts for exploratory. I don't see East Coast drilling ever occurring